Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to our Code Your Future 40 Minutes Coding Workshop for non-coders in partnership with DICT Region 11 and in celebration with Girls in ICT Day with the theme Digital Innovation for Women Advancement. I am Isai, and I'll be your host for this morning's workshop. And before we dive into our workshop for this morning, I would like to know from our participants if this is your first time joining our CYF coding workshop. So if this is your first time, kindly type in 1. If second, 2. If madami na or ilang beses na kayong nakapag-join ng coding workshop with CYF and DICT, pakilagay naman sa comment section. Ayun. And with that one, please do share our live stream link to your friends and family. And don't forget to use the hashtag code your future PH. Here. Also, after the workshop, we will be having our info session. So please, after the coding workshop proper, stay muna kayo, magchichikahan muna tayo. All right. So, with that one, let me give you a quick overview of what CYF. Kasi nakikita ko, we have a lot of first-timers here. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are so happy to have you this morning. So, sa mga first-timers, no, you might be wondering, ano ba tong CYF? Ayun. Ano ba tong Code Your Future? So, basically, Code Your Future is an initiative that aims to elevate more Filipinos to become tech professionals through programming education. So I bet our participants for this morning joined the workshop because somehow you are interested in learning programming. Tama ba? No? This is a coding workshop. So somehow um you here guys are interested in learning programming, or baka some of you are parang nag-iisip kayo na mag-career shift, no? Um, to become a successful tech professional. So, ito yung Code Your Future. We do trainings, workshops, and sessions to help you become a successful tech professional in the future. I would like to know also, sino ba yung mga students here and sino yung professionals? If you're a student, paki-comment student. If you're a professional, paki-comment professional, and what's your background? Sige. So while waiting for the comment, no, so I would like to share with you what are the benefits of being a tech professional, no? Ano ba yung nag-aantay sa inyo if you work in the tech industry? First, ayun, we have students. No, first is that being an IT, a developer or a programmer is the highest salary profession in any industry. This is according to JobStreet report last 2020, that being an IT professional is one of the highest paid profession in any industry. No, so that's one of the major advantages of being in the tech industry. Second is high demand. There are a lot of companies looking for IT professionals nowadays. Third is work flexibility. The ability to work remotely no matter where you are, kahit nasa beach ka pa, kahit nasa bukid ka pa, or kahit nasa sanglupalop ka ng Pilipinas or ng mundo, as long as you have your device, no? And kung may Starlink kayo, this is not a paid promotion, no? You can work anywhere, no? Anywhere, anytime. And lastly naman, no formal education required, no? So did you know, just a trivia na um most of the companies nowadays, no, I'm not saying all ha, pero most of the companies, especially looking for IT professionals, they won't mind if you have a bachelor or bachelor's degree, no? Kasi yung pinaka-important is you have the skill. Yun kasi yung pinaka-importante when it comes to being a successful tech professional. All right? So I can see, wow, I can see most of our participants right now are students, no? Students, they are very uhaw sa knowledge. So I hope this workshop is a stepping stone for you to become a successful tech professional. So if you're a student and if you're taking up IT right now, let me tell you that you are on the right track. Huwag na kayong lumihis. Diyan lang kayo. Diyan lang kayo sa track na yan because you are on the right track. And we would also like you to know that you are not alone in this tech journey. We would like to invite you to join our Code Your Future Facebook community and get a chance to connect with fellow Filipinos learning how to code, with career shifters, and get the latest news on upcoming workshops and career sessions. So by the way, Code Your Future is has been happening for a year now. No, this is not the first workshop that we have done, and this is also not the first event that we have done. So if you're interested in joining our workshops and some of our events and trainings, please do follow or join our Code Your Future FB community. If you are already in our community, kindly type in the comment section, I am now part of the CYF FB community. Ayon. And with that one, to formally start our workshop for this morning, to give us the opening message from the ICT Region 11, let us all welcome the ICT 11's Regional Director, Ms. Eva May De La Rosa.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am honored to address you today on the occasion of International Girls in ICT Day. This year's theme, Digital Skills for Life, highlights the essential role that technology plays in our daily lives and emphasizes the need for more girls and women to develop digital skills that will equip them for the challenges of the future. This day serves as a reminder of the critical importance of empowering women and girls to pursue careers in technology and promoting their equal access to digital opportunities. In collaboration with StackTrek, this Code Your Future workshop, a 40-minute coding session designed for non-coders, is a unique opportunity for our girls and women to learn from experienced programmers and to connect with other women who share their passion for technology. This workshop is an excellent chance for you to take your first step towards a fulfilling career in the ICT industry. It is an opportunity to enhance your knowledge and skills, to meet new people, and to discover new opportunities in the field of technology. As we celebrate this day, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the team of StackTrek for their unwavering commitment to empowering young girls and women with digital skills. Their tireless efforts in promoting gender equality in the tech industry are truly commendable. StackTrek has provided countless girls with the opportunity to learn valuable skills in coding, web design, and other technical areas. These skills will undoubtedly prove invaluable as they navigate the challenges of the 21st century and build successful careers in the tech industry. The StackTrek's commitment to diversity and inclusion is an inspiration to all of us, and I hope that more organizations will follow their lead in promoting gender equality in the tech sector. So on this special day, let us all commit ourselves in the goal of empowering girls and women with digital skills that will enable them to thrive in the digital economy. Happy International Girls in ICT Day. Daghang salamat.
There, thank you so much, RD Eva May, for that warm opening message. And no, as I've mentioned, we are celebrating Girls and ICT Day with the theme Digital Innovation for Women Advancement. Ayun. And now let's dive into the most exciting part of this event. By the way, guys, I would like to remind you that if you encounter any problems or error during the workshop, make just type them in the comments so that our team can assist you. Ayun. So, type nyo lang sa comment section. And let us proceed to our coding workshop. And I hope you're all ready. Okay. So let's proceed to our coding 40 minutes coding workshop. For this morning, our speaker for this morning is a STEM strand student at Philippine Science High School main campus and one of Stack League's gold level top challengers. Let us all welcome Miss Naomi Mendoza.
Hi, so I'm
Hi,
Naomi.
Naomi.
I'm a high school student, and as Ma'am Isa has told us, um, really your level of education doesn't really matter in the IT community. Actually, for me, I'm actually already employed in a company because of my skills. So really, it doesn't really matter if you're a student or not, or a career shifter, as long as you have the skills, then. You're eligible to being in this industry. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so reminder to you guys, please go to this website. I'll put it in the chat, and that's where we'll be residing for today. We'll be coding in Python, a programming language, and this link that I sent you is where we'll be like implementing our code. Okay. So in Python, it's like a natural language. Um, in Python, like English, we have grammar, right? So in Python, what separates different blocks of code or sentences or in English is the indentation. So if you want the computer to be able to understand what you're typing properly, then you must mind your indentation at all times. Sometimes a lot of beginner coders forget that indentation matters in Python, and because of that they get coding errors. So yeah. Okay, so the first thing that we'll be discussing, oh, before that, please type share if you're already in the live sharing website, and put it in the comments. Kindly type share if you're already in the coding playground. Okay, thank you, Francis, for replying. How about the others? Okay, you guys must be pretty shy. So I'll give you guys like 30 more seconds to just get into the website. Okay, nice. So the first thing that we'll be discussing today are data types. Data types are how you communicate to the computer what kind of information are you saying to it. For example, let's switch to the coding playground. Um, for example, in the coding playground, let's say we have a number, and for us, we could say that numbers are always like this. But for a computer, but for a computer, this could be this number. For us, this could be a number, this string of five. However, for the computer, this will be text. Even though for us, we could say that, oh, that's the number five. For the computer, that's a text that says five. And this is why we need to learn the data type so that we could communicate the computer what the kind of information that we want to say, have it process. Okay, back to the slides. So the first data type are integers. Integers are basically just numbers for us. When you type an integer into Python, you just put the number there, and yeah, that's it. So for the next slide, oh yeah, Another thing in Python, in other languages, you might encounter that others might tell you that there are things that are like too big numbers. Your numbers are too big to process. In Python, we have the advantage of being that the number could be as big as you want, as big as your computer could process. And that's the only limit to it. It could be like millions or billions, and the only limit is your computer's processing power. Okay, next is the floating point. The only difference between floating point and integer is that floating points are decimal places and they're only accurate up to 15 decimal places. So, why is this accuracy like noted, right? We could just say, oh, it's a floating point, it's a decimal value. Why does the 15 decimal place accuracy matter? So, in computers, they could only be as accurate as the hardware allows it to be. So even though us if we like do the math, if we put enough effort, we could do like thousands or hundreds or tens of decimal places. When it comes to computers, it could only be accurate up to a certain number of decimal places. So in Python specifically, it's only accurate up to 15 decimal places before, and if you go further than that, then Python is will not be assuring you that the floating point values that you're giving it will be accurate anymore. Okay. So kindly type float if you understood what integers and floating point numbers are. So guys, kindly type float into chat if you understand what floating point and integer numbers are. Nice, thank you, Francis, Silver Bullet, Jake, Chris, Jezza, and the other people. Okay, we'll move on then. Okay, the next thing is Python strings. And Python strings are basically just lines of information that are denoted by double or single quotes. In Python, in other programming languages, whether or not you use single or double quotes might matter. Let's go to the coding playground so that we could have a better demonstration here. Okay, so in Python, a string could be like this, or it could be like this. However, these are only single line strings. In, in Python, if you want multi-line strings, or if you want, in other words, if you want your enter key presses to be recognized, for example, like this, then you'll need to use triple quotes in either single or double quotes. Oops. So all of these four are valid ways to do Python strings, with these two at the first being single line only, and these two at the last one being multi-line. Okay, let's go back to the slides. Okay, so in Python, if you want to like print your output or have it show in the terminal, like in this playground, right? There's a custom input and an output. So kindly type output if you could locate and see the output screen. Let's go to the coding playground so that I could show you guys where it is. So it's over here. This button is where you like see the output. Kindly type output if you're here already. Okay, thank you, Frances. Okay, so how do you send the computer information so that it shows up in the output, right? In Python, you do this by the print function. And if we run this code, print hello, then the output will be exactly what we should put it there. So functions are like inbuilt functions like print are is the way that we could are pre-made ways, like we don't need to code it ourselves, so like reinventing the wheel, and they're already there to help us convey to the computer certain information, like put printing to the output, like with the print function. Okay, so for example, we have a variable that we set, and then we print it. In the output, it will still be hello, since we set the variable as hello. Do you guys get this? If you have any questions, kindly put them in the chat, okay? And I'll entertain you guys. So let's go back to the slides. Okay, the next part will be pretty tricky for new beginners and new coders. And this is like in the example that I showed you earlier, it will always be printing out hello, right? Since it's going to be hard coded in, we're the ones that are saying that, oh, you print hello always. With conditionals, you could have your computer do more things than just one job, or like a top down overview of your code. So, with if else statements or conditionals in general, you could have your code branch out to different possibilities. So, the syntax of if else statements are as follows. So, we go to the we have a test expression, and then if it's true, you need to indent this. It'll go to the if body, and otherwise it'll go to the else body. Let's go to the coding playground just so that we could have a clearer look at this. Okay, so let's say we have a variable x, and then if we want to say whether or not x is equal to 0. So if x is equal to 0, we print this. Otherwise, we print x. So this is clearly our program is now doing two different things. Could now output two different things just because we put an else statement. Remember, guys, that the indentation is really important here. Otherwise, it'll throw an error. Like for example, this. It'll throw an error. See? Kindly say if else in the chat if you guys understand what conditionals are. So the conditional has three main body parts. The test condition, the conditional itself, which is what evaluates to true or false, and what makes the if block or else block work. Actually, the else block is entirely optional. So if you want the else block to simply do nothing, just delete it. Kindly type if else if you understood this part. Okay, thank you. Let's go back to the slides. Okay, and now we'll be coding our first program. Now that we have the grasp of if else, and because if it's the girls ICT day today, our program will be um and in celebration of Women's Month as well, we'll have a program that accepts the following. Our program will accept the name, gender, item cost, quantity, and voucher code. So this is like a real life application of this of our knowledge right now, right? For example, if we're really tired of doing Excel, really tired of like doing Excel wherein it's really unclear at first glance what this cell does, what this formula does, or even doing it by hand, we could have a language that is almost like English, like Python, to do the job for us. And we just need to set up the code, and it'll accept any valid input. So let's code up the input. Let's and with the input we have an output, right? So with if it is a valid voucher code, and with our voucher code here, in ICT Day 2023, our output is that if it's a valid voucher, it'll say that it's valid and that they get the 20% discount. And also, if their gender is female, then they'll also get an additional 10% discount. And also, and since they have an original price, which is the item cost times quantity here, there'll be a subtotal. And because we have the voucher, and whether or not the discount, if they're female, the discount will be applied by just getting the percentage discount from the subtotal, and from that we subtract it and get the total. Is everything clear? Please type yes if the instructions here are clear so that we could get to coding. Thank you again, Francis. Can you type yes if it's the instructions were clear? Yeah, cool, cool. So here's the output that what we expect to have. So if they're female, we are going to have this text, and if they're not female, then we're just not going to have that text there. And if they put the valid voucher, it's going to show, and if they didn't, nothing will happen, right? But these things like the subtotal, discount, and total will always be there. So let's get to coding. Make sure that you guys are in your, like, have your playground visible, and let's get to coding here. So first of all, we need to have an example input here. These are like when you're in test driven development, you always want to have your tests ready so that when you type your program, you're going to like it's going to be ready to test, and that's like one of the best practices in the software industry. And with that, our custom out input format was name, gender, the item price, let's say it's 70, the item quantity, let's say that we're only buying one, and the voucher code, and which we showed earlier, which was Girls in ICT Day 2023. Okay, so if we run this code with just the input, then nothing happened, right? Okay, so yeah, let's get started. Now that we have the custom input ready, what we'll need are constants this time. Well, okay, before we get into constants, let's accept this input first. So in Python, to accept input, what you need to do is use the input function. So the input function reads from the custom input and always reads it as a string. So let's say we have name. If we print out name, gender, and then the item cost, quantity, and voucher code, what you'll notice here is that taking note that the input function always outputs as a string, like gives the computer a string value, then the item cost and quantity will have a problem here because let's say that we print out item cost and it's 70 here. It'll be 70 here. Sounds good, right? However, let's see that we want item costs divided by 10. We're expecting 7, right? However, it's a stir and an int. So the input function always outputs a string. So be mindful of this at all times, okay? Because you might be in the output, it might be saying, oh, it's 70. But the underlying factor there is that it's still a string value. Kindly type string if you understand this. Okay, kindly type string if you understand it, or else you could ask a question so that I could answer you guys. Okay, nice. So to convert this string into an integer or a floating point number, we're going to need to use float, this float constructor. A constructor is another function that just converts from something, that accepts something and outputs something. So here we have the float constructor and it's accepting the string. It'll output a floating point number. And the same with quantity. We'll want an integer here because having zero point 0.5 on an item is just pretty silly. Okay, so now if we do this operation, it should output something valid since it's now a floating point number. See? Yay! Okay, so now that we've processed the inputs, let's have the constants. The constants are basically, okay, so imagine this, right? We want to have a set amount of this, like want to have a set discount of percentage if the voucher code is correct. So voucher code discount. Let's say 20. So this thing, having a constant, it should be in capital letters. Um, it's basically telling the computer that, oh, this value is just here forever unless I change it within this code. Unlike the custom input, which the user can change constantly, constants in our code aren't visible to the user and could only be changed by us. Okay, so let's think about it. The needed constants in this program are the voucher code percent, the valid voucher code, and then the gender code discount, gender discount. Well, let's say that it's Women's Day discount, Women's Month discount. And let's also type in the acceptable like word for female that we want, just so that it's clear. Okay, so these are constants. In Python, if you want to write something for yourself and have the computer not process it, you write comments. And the comments are denoted by the hashtag sign. And let's just say constants. So here, if we say print hello, this will not show up because we put it in a comment. And comments are really useful to document code. See? Here, even though we put print hello, it didn't have any output because it's a comment. Let's also say that these are input values. And now we'll get to the exciting part, which is oh, thank you, Kiana. So you guys are getting EOF errors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Executing code. No. So you guys are probably missing something when reading custom inputs. End of line means that um it was expecting something but nothing was there. So you guys are probably missing something in your custom input. So a reminder, guys, that input takes an entire line. So if you put it like this, it will only register this as a single input. So this will be stored in the name value and not like distributed throughout all of these variables. So you want them to be in separate lines of code, separate lines in the custom input. Is that clear? Okay. So now that we have the constants and the input values, we could now calculate the whether or not the voucher code is valid, the subtotal, the discount, and the total. So let's just ready those variables over here. Okay, now that we have our variables ready, let's compute. In Python, you could actually it's actually pretty good to practice Python using Python as your mini calculator because it's extremely convenient and it'll make you more familiar with the language. So, computation. So, is valid voucher if the voucher is correct, which is if the voucher code is equal to the valid voucher code, we'll make this equal to true. So, let's type that there. Okay, and since this is already false, we don't need to put else statement here. Okay, next up is the is female clause. So here, since the user could put female or female, then we need to be flexible, right? And since we only put the one kind of casing here, let's use functions that are like natural for in Python, like strings, which is lower. And since this is already false and we don't need to put an else statement. Okay, if you guys are crystal clear here in this computation part, please type okay. Or else just put your question there so that the staff and I could help you guys. Okay, nice. So here, the subtotal is, we're going to change this value so that the subtotal is the item cost times the quantity. In Python, the multiplication operator is the asterisk sign. Okay? And the total will be computed later because it's going to be the discount, subtotal minus the discount. And since we don't know the discount yet, let's just leave it 0 for now. Okay. So, if the person has a valid voucher, then discount equals discount plus voucher code percent over 100 times subtotal. I hope the math to you guys is pretty clear on this one, since I assume that like like this isn't the percentage yet. So we divide it by 100 and then we multiply that by the subtotal to get the discount. So next is, if the person is female, then discount equals discount plus women's 1% over 100 times subtotal. Okay, and with that we have the discount ready. And so the total will simply just be subtotal minus the discount. Okay, let's just, in the name of test-driven development, let's just print out the total for now. Oh, name subtotal is not defined. So what was the name of subtotal here? Oh, it didn't have an underscore unlike earlier. So yeah, in Python, even though to us it might sound that these two are the same, in Python these two are completely different because it's case sensitive and it's character sensitive. For the computer, it needs to be exactly the same spelling, exactly the same case, or else it just will be different things in the eyes of the computer. And there we go. Our total is mathematically correct. That's good. 70 minus 30, 70 times 30% is like 21. And then, yeah, 41. 49. Cool. So let's just next. If you guys are like at this part, if you're able to confirm that your computations were correct, then kindly put what should you type? Kindly type correct in the chat. Thank you, Jonathan and Josiah. Okay. Okay. I'll wait for a few more people to say that they're done with this part before proceeding. Okay, we have 5 minutes left in this segment. So the last thing that we need to do is print according to the output. If you guys remember earlier in the slides, there was a format to what we need to output. So in Python, if you want to have a string and say that you want to have a variable there, you use f strings. Like that's the best practice. So let's say printing output. So if the person is female, we wanted to greet them, right? So f strings are in this format. You write the letter f and then follow it by single or double quotes. And if you want to put the variable there, you just need to put it inside brackets. So if it's female, right, name. For the sake of learning the syntax, I know it's pretty tricky. Um, just try this out first. So in your code, this should execute. So even though we put name here, it's the variable name. We enclose it in brackets so that the computer knows that it's the variable that we're finding and not name as in text. Here, it output my name, which was in the custom input. If the format of f strings is clear to you guys, kindly type f in the chat. Okay, so let's proceed. F. Happy Women's Month. Okay, guys, just so you know, you could also use f strings with multi-line strings. And you simply just need to put f before the triple, double, or single quotes. Oh, you guys aren't getting any output? Did you check whether or not you're using the print statement? But as for now, if you guys want, you could just look back on this live stream. And so far, this is practically just the output that we were required to do. So yeah, that's it for this workshop session. I hope that this was informational for you guys. Isai, you're up.
Ayun, thank you so much, Naomi, and congratulations to our participants for completing your code in 40 minutes. Na-complete ba lahat? Ayun, so I believe, ayun, alright. Okay. So, once again, thank you so much, Naomi, for conducting our 40-minute workshop for this morning. And for those who are not yet done with their code, we will be sending a screenshot of the full code, and we will be putting it here in the comment section for you to continue. All right. Again, thank you so much, Naomi.
Okay.
Ayun. Once again, congratulations to all of our participants. And yun, you will need to send a screenshot of your full code for you to get your digital certificate. So don't forget to screenshot once you completed the code, all right? And for the certificate of participation, we will also be sending a link here in the comment section for you to submit your information. And once again, congratulations everyone for successfully completing your code in 40 minutes, and you still have a lot of learning opportunities ahead of you. And as I've said, no, after the workshop, don't go yet as I have something for you. So now you have taken the first step in becoming a successful tech professional. So the question now is, what's next? No? What's next? We are glad, or we are very excited to announce that currently StackTrek is offering a free full stack development training. Again, let me highlight that this training is for free, and I will be tackling more of the training um, in the following slides. No? So if you are interested, you may go to apply.stacktrek.com. So what stack trek full stack training best suits you? So, by the way, there are two types of full stack training. We have the reskill training and the upskill training. So, the reskill training, these are for non coders, and you will be able to develop key skills and build a portfolio of work that will prepare you to step into a high paying IT job. So if you think that your coding skills is not that ano pa, hindi pa siya gaanong um, parang may kulang pa, we encourage you to take reskill. No? If you're still a student, a career shifter, and if you think kailangan pa i-hone, kailangan pa i-sharpen, no, we suggest you to take up the reskill training. We also have upskill training. Upskill training is for existing coders. So if you're already a coder, a programmer, a developer who's using a different programming language and you want to learn full stack development, our upskill training is something for you. Advance your career by equipping yourself with a modern engineering stack, and it'll open up new opportunities and transform yourself into a high demand professional. So this will be the topics that will be covered in the training. So again, this is full stack development training and it's free, guys. Just go over to apply.stacktrek.com. So an overview lang din, no? So again, the training is free. But when you start or when you enroll in the training, we would be requiring you a training deposit. So training deposit which is 100% refundable once you complete and pass the training. So once you complete and pass the training. So question is, how much is the training deposit? Okay? For reskill training, it's 18,000. And for upskill training naman, it's 10,000. But again, it's free upon training completion. So we will be refunding it 100%. So kung magkano yung binayad ninyo, yun din yung ibabalik namin sa inyo, no? Because we need your commitment, and you have to complete and pass the training for you to be able to get the 100% refund. Okay, so before I continue, we will be sending the link of the full code for those na hindi pa tapos, no, dito sa comment section. And for the duration naman, there are two types. So for those na currently studying or currently working, there is a part-time option for you to join the training. And there's also a full-time. Okay? So with that one, the schedule for full time is we need to have your commitment between Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And for part time naman, it's Monday to Friday, 6 to 9 p.m. and on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we are happy to announce that if you avail the training now, you can get a 20% off on the training deposit. So instead na 18,000 for the rescale, it's gonna be 14,400 na lang. And then for the upskill naman, it's gonna be 8,000 na lang. Okay? And again, it's 100% refundable once you once you complete and pass the training. So, by the way, guys, our reskill training part-time has started yesterday, and pwede pang humabol if you are interested to join. So, for that one naman, the part-time will finish within 6 months. No? So, pwede pa kayong humabol up until May 2. So, if you're interested to join our reskill full stack training, you can head over to apply.stacktrek.com. Okay, again, guys, this is free. There is a training deposit, but it's 100% refundable. And by the way, let me also share with you na if you don't have funds yet right now na pangbayad, no, there's an option in our platform wherein you could use Bill Ease. Si Bill Ease, it offers you flexible payment options. So browse it over na lang in our platform. And if you have any message inquiries or questions, you may message us at our official Facebook page, that's StackTrek, or send us an email at training@stacktrek.com. So habol kayo if you want to join our rescale training na part-time. One opportunity also that you can take advantage is Stack League, the Philippines' largest online programming league. So this is an online programming competition, no? And it's totally free. So if you think, okay, I already have a knowledge in programming, no, and I would like to upskill, I would like to hone my skills, to improve my skills, no, and apart from that, you could also get job opportunities if you reach gold level in Stack League. So, and these are the 5 supported languages in Stack League. We have JavaScript, Java, Python, C Sharp, and PHP. So basically, this is how the ranking system in Stack League goes. Once you sign up, you level up to bronze, silver, and gold. Okay? And in every time you level up, you get cash prizes. So once you level up to bronze, you get 100 pesos. Once you level up to silver, you get 100. And once you level up to gold, you get 300 pesos. And we are also awarding on a weekly basis our weekly top 10 for both Pro League and Student League. And take on the one-on-one challenge in Stack League. We have our PvP mode. To know more about the details, visit bit.ly/StackLeaguePVP. Ito, it's player versus player. You could play against other players inside Stack League. To read all the mechanics of Stack League, you may visit stackleague.com/blogs. And we are also inviting, so if may mga graduating students here, no, or other professionals na planning to shift a career soon, this might be something very helpful for you. We'll be having our Stack League Coding Chiefs career session, crashing your tech interview. Get tips and techniques for software developers, no, in partnership with Coding Chiefs, happening later tonight at 6 p.m. You can still secure your slot at bit.ly/Stack League Coding Chiefs. One upcoming event also happening on May 3 at 6 p.m. in partnership with CADA Career Session, Opportunities in Data Science Industry. You may secure your slot at bit.ly/stackleague-May 3. So if you want to know more about Stack League, no, we are also inviting you to join our Stack League workshop happening on May 9 at 6 p.m. To secure your slot, go over to bit.ly/stackleague-May 9. So in this part, we will teach you kung paano ba mag-start in Stack League. So once again, you can see we are inviting you to join our training. Go over to apply.stacktrek.com and take advantage of our free full stack training. No? And then we are also inviting you to join Stack League. Go over to www.stackleague.com. So to see the full code, nasa comment section na yung link. And for your certificate of participation, make sure to submit your information on the link provided in the comment section. Let me check if we have some questions from our participants. Ayun. And to get the latest updates and future coding workshops, you may visit us at fb.com/stacktrek/events, or you may just simply follow our official Facebook page, that's StackTrek. And by the way, don't forget to join our Code Your Future FB community and get a chance to connect with fellow Filipinos learning how to code, connect with career shifters, get the latest news on upcoming workshops and career sessions. Ayun, that's it. So congratulations to all of you who completed their first code in 40 minutes. So once again, don't forget to follow us on our official Facebook page and submit your information for you to get your certificate of participation. Congratulations, everyone. On behalf of the StackTrek team, I would like to say thank you to everyone for joining our Code Your Future 40 Minutes Coding Workshop for Girls in ICT Day with the theme Digital Innovation for Women Advancement, of course, in partnership with our very supportive DICT Region 11. This has been your host, Isai. Have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.